Have you ever wondered when you'll finally feel your baby move? For many parents, those first tiny movements are among the most exciting milestones of pregnancy. Long before you meet your little one, these gentle sensations become a special way to connect with the growing life inside you. If this is your first pregnancy, you may be eagerly waiting for that unforgettable moment, while parents who have been pregnant before often wonder if they'll recognize the feeling much sooner. Every pregnancy is unique, and there is a wide range of what is considered completely normal. Understanding when baby movements usually begin, what they feel like, and how they change throughout pregnancy can help you feel more confident and prepared. In this video, we'll guide you through everything you need to know about fetal movements, explain why every baby has their own pattern, discuss when to contact your healthcare provider, and share practical tips to help you better understand your baby's activity as your pregnancy progresses. One of the most common questions expectant parents ask is, when will I feel my baby move for the first time? Although every pregnancy is different, most first-time mothers notice their baby's movements somewhere between 18 and 22 weeks of pregnancy. Some may feel gentle movements a little earlier, while others may not notice them until a bit later. If you've been pregnant before, you may recognize those tiny sensations as early as 14 to 18 weeks because you've experienced them before and know what they feel like. Feeling your baby earlier in a later pregnancy doesn't necessarily mean the baby is bigger or stronger. It often means you're simply more familiar with the sensation. It's important to remember that your baby actually begins moving much earlier than you can feel. During the first trimester, your baby's tiny arms and legs are already making small movements. But because your baby is still very small and cushioned by the amniotic fluid, you usually can't detect these motions. Ultrasound examinations often show babies stretching, kicking, turning, and even sucking their thumbs weeks before parents can feel any movement. This can be reassuring if you're still waiting for those first flutters, because it means your baby may already be active even though you can't feel them yet. Several factors can influence when you first notice fetal movement. If the placenta is attached to the front wall of the uterus, known as an anterior placenta, it can act like a soft cushion between your baby and your abdomen, making movements harder to detect in the beginning. Your body type, your daily activity level, and even how closely you're paying attention can also affect when you notice those first tiny kicks. Many people discover their baby's movements while resting quietly because they're less distracted by other sensations. When those first movements finally happen, they often don't feel like the dramatic kicks people imagine. Instead, many parents describe them as tiny flutters, gentle bubbles, soft tapping, or the feeling of a butterfly lightly brushing against the inside of the abdomen. Others compare them to popcorn popping, a fish gently swimming, or small muscle twitches deep inside the belly. At first, these sensations may be so subtle that you wonder whether they were caused by your baby or simply by digestion. As the days go by, however, the movements usually become more frequent and easier to recognize, giving you growing confidence that your little one is making their presence known. As your pregnancy continues into the second trimester, your baby's movements become much easier to recognize and far more exciting. Around 20 to 28 weeks, your little one grows rapidly, developing stronger muscles and a more active nervous system. Those tiny flutters gradually turn into gentle kicks, little punches, stretches, rolls, and even hiccups that you may notice several times throughout the day. You might discover that your baby has certain active times, such as after you eat, when you drink something cold, while you're relaxing on the couch, or just as you're trying to fall asleep. This happens because when you're busy walking around during the day, your movements can gently rock your baby to sleep. But when you finally slow down, your baby often becomes more awake and active. Every baby develops their own unique routine, and some are naturally more energetic than others. One day, your baby may seem very active, while another day the movements may feel softer, and this can still be perfectly normal. As the weeks pass, you'll likely begin recognizing your baby's daily pattern, which is more important than comparing your pregnancy to someone else's. Around this stage, many parents can even feel movements from the outside, allowing their partner or family members to experience those special little kicks too. These moments create a beautiful emotional connection with your growing baby and remind you that your little one is becoming stronger every single day. Although it's exciting to count every kick, remember that babies also sleep in the womb, often for 20 to 40 minutes and sometimes even longer, so there will naturally be quiet periods between active times. Staying well hydrated, eating balanced meals, getting enough rest, and attending your regular prenatal appointments all support a healthy pregnancy while helping you become familiar with your baby's normal movement patterns. The more you pay attention over these weeks, the easier it becomes to notice what is normal for your baby, giving you confidence and reassurance as you move closer to the third trimester. As you enter the third trimester, your baby is much bigger, stronger, and preparing for birth, so their movements may feel different from earlier in pregnancy. Instead of quick, light kicks, you may notice powerful stretches, rolling motions, elbows or feet pressing against your belly, and large shifts as your baby changes position. Sometimes you may even see your stomach move from the outside as your baby stretches or pushes against the wall of your uterus. Although your baby has less room to move, the movements should not stop or become significantly weaker. They simply change because there is less space available. Around 28 weeks, healthcare providers often recommend becoming familiar with your baby's daily movement pattern. Many parents choose a time when their baby is usually active and count how long it takes to feel 10 separate movements, including kicks, rolls, flutters, or stretches. Most healthy babies will make 10 movements well within 2 hours, and many do so in much less time. More important than comparing your baby's activity with someone else's is learning what is normal for your baby. If you notice a clear decrease in movement, your baby's usual pattern suddenly changes, or you have a feeling that something isn't right, don't wait or assume everything is fine. Eat a light snack, drink some water, lie on your left side in a quiet place, and pay close attention to your baby's movements. If you're still concerned or the movements remain reduced, contact your healthcare provider or go to your nearest maternity unit immediately. It's always better to be evaluated and reassured than to ignore a possible warning sign. Remember that every kick, stretch, and roll is a wonderful reminder that your baby is growing and developing. While each pregnancy is unique, paying attention to your baby's normal movement pattern is one of the simplest and most valuable ways to monitor their well-being. Trust your instincts, attend all prenatal checkups, take good care of yourself, and enjoy these precious moments of connection with your little one before the day you finally get to hold them in your arms.